Welcome to Max Takes on the World. Now, I've been traveling Peru for the last 50 days now, and the number one question I get asked is Peru safe to travel for tourists? In this video, I'm going to answer that question, and I'm also going to give you some safety tips and protocols you could take to make your Peru trip a little bit more safer. If you've seen my previous Peru videos, you can kind of get an overall vibe for the country. If you haven't, click the link up above and catch up. But now I'm here in Lima. I'm here in the city. I was in Cusco, and you have to be a little bit more alert here, a little more hyper aware because there's a lot going on. To help me answer this question, I brought in my friend Jarrett. He's an American who's been living in Lima, Peru for the last 7 years. I actually met Jarrett on a tour. He was my tour guide, and he does a good tour of the Miraflores district in Lima. If you're interested, I'll leave his information down below. So Jarrett, tell me how the transportation is here. The buses, the Ubers, the taxis. How are they safe? Which one do you feel is the safest?
Yeah, definitely. Like you can get street taxis down here, but Uber's the way to go, especially if you're visiting Lima for the first time. Or really even now, I use Uber. I don't use street taxis because it's just safer. There's the app associated with the service, so if there's a problem, there's actually recourse. They also can't give you the gringo tax where they charge you extra because you don't know how much it should cost. With Uber, the price is set and you pay what the app tells you. So definitely that's recommended. My son's screaming. Um, buses are super cheap to get through the city, but you kind of got to know, not kind of, you definitely have to know where you're going and what the names of each of those places are. It can take longer, obviously it's a bus, but realistically traffic is kind of so crazy in Lima that taking the bus doesn't take all that much longer than a taxi, and it's could be 5 times less expensive. So taxis are incredibly cheap compared to North American and European standards, but the buses are even cheaper. Like they're super cheap. You can cross the city for a sol and a half, which is like 30 American cents.
Wow. Yeah, I've been taking the Ubers, and I've had no issues with the Ubers, and they're actually cheap if you're comparing them to like American dollars here.
Yeah, they're super cheap, right? I mean, you can take an Uber and go from one district to the next for 8 soles, 10 soles. That's like $2 or $3 at current exchange, and so I don't think you'd ever get a $2 or $3 fare in the U.S. Like minimum fare is usually $5.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah, it's quite cheap here.
yeah.
And Uber is safe. I mean, obviously, like Uber's had a little bit of a bad history worldwide with Uber drivers attacking people, but that happened in Europe and the U.S. It's no more or less likely to happen here in Peru. Whereas like street taxis, I'd be more worried in that case. It could be someone who isn't actually licensed to be a taxi, and they go out trying to find people to rob, and so there's just more risk associated with it for Peruvians or for non-Peruvians. And for non-Peruvians, yeah, there's the risk that they're going to overcharge you because you don't know what it should cost to go from, Miraflores to Barranco or vice versa. And so they can kind of charge you what they will.
Okay, yeah. So for transportation, it's just safest to take an Uber here in Peru in general. Take an Uber and be safe. When it comes to like the crime and crime rate, what have your personal experiences been like with seeing crime in Peru, or maybe even like something happening to you since you've been down here?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely see crime all over the news. It is like, so it's around 10 million people, give or take a million or two. And so there's definitely crime here, but no more so, I think, than in any big American city. I mean, in New York City, there's crime. In Chicago, there's crime. In Los Angeles, there's crime. And so in Lima, there's crime. It's not a surprise. It really is dependent on which district you stay in as a foreigner. Um, a lot of times I'll have guests come from abroad, and they'll stay like near the airport, which is technically not even Lima, it's Callao, but it's not a nice area of the city. And they don't really know that until they get here and they're like, oh, not a great place to be. Where and like it's dangerous. You can't really walk around in those areas. If you don't know the area or you're not known in the area, you probably shouldn't be out even in like the early evening. Definitely not at night. In the morning, middle of the day, you're probably fine, but they're just not nice areas, and you'll probably get hassled. Whereas if you're in Miraflores, definitely, or Barranco to a certain extent, they're generally a lot more safer and more like used to seeing foreign people, so you don't get bothered quite as much because of being a foreigner. And they're also just nicer coastal districts, which are better. Um,
So what are
I've
some
definitely have
other places that people should avoid in Lima, like districts or areas?
honestly, I just say like as a visitor, like only stay in the established good districts. Don't go to any of the rest of the city. Like if you don't know, assume it's bad. And so if you're looking to come to Peru, come to Lima and stay here, like look at what are the most recommended touristy spots and go to those spots. Don't go anywhere else because there's a reason they're not recommended. And so realistically, the two best are hands down Miraflores and Barranco. Um, but you could stay in San Isidro, you could stay in San Borja, you could stay in certain parts of other districts, but in general, you don't want to go near the center of Lima. It can be dangerous. You don't want to stay near the airport. You don't want to stay in basically any of the rest of the city because you'll stick out like a sore thumb, and that's obviously not a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when I was in Lima, the two districts I spent a lot of time in was Miraflores and Barranco, and I love the both of those districts. But I have to say, Barranco definitely had a lot more character, and it kind of felt like I was actually in Peru. Where Miraflores, it's good and it's very nice, but it definitely feels like a different type of version, like not like regular Peru.
Yeah, it's like a sterilized version of Peru. It's basically like it could be a neighborhood or a part of any city in the world, but it just so happens to be in Peru, and they sell Peruvian products or Peruvian food. But change the products, change the food, and it could be anywhere.
Yeah. So for
It is
those,
like you said, though. It is nice. It is beautiful. It's just less character. It's more generic, more sterilized. Whereas Barranco, it's a little bit grittier, but it's more authentic and more interesting as a place.
oh, 100%. So for those coming to Peru, would you have any tips like on things not to do, just like general kind of guidelines, Americans or other foreigners might not know? I know one thing is
Yeah.
tap water is you don't drink the tap water.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's like I'd say a lot of the world just don't drink the tap water, but yeah, here it's no different. Be careful, with tap water. It's not only drinking water out of the faucet; it would be like brushing your teeth and rinsing your toothbrush and then putting it back in your mouth while it's still wet. You've just put the water in your mouth, so you could get sick there. Salad, dishes, if they're not completely dried after being washed, that they're all different ways you can get that water in your system. And I think it's just the less careful you are, the more quantity basically of whatever's in the water would get in your system. Definitely don't like bring expensive or flashy jewelry or like electronics is a difficult thing because if you want to take nice photos, which you definitely do, then you should bring a nice camera, and that could fall under flashy nice things. And so definitely if you have film gear or camera gear, you got to be a little more wary of your surroundings and maybe not go alone to places. Not definitely just don't go walk around trying to find something cool because you could run into some trouble. But like I guess dressing just dress more casually. Don't dress up super fancy if you're trying to go to more authentic parts of the city. um Miraflores, it's like, because it's so touristy, so cosmopolitan, you could kind of be a little flashier in Miraflores and probably not worry so much. But still, generally a good idea. Don't wear, don't wear a Rolex. Don't wear big diamond chains.
Oh yeah, you definitely don't want to do any of that. That's just
But yeah, I
bad
think
human motive
that's like
sickness.
basic, obvious, right? What other don'ts? I mean, yeah, maybe just don't don't expect it to be like home. Obviously, that's the reason we all travel, is to go experience someplace that isn't our home. And so don't come here expecting it'll be like the United States. There's a lot of things that they don't do as well here that you just got to accept because it's a different country, different culture. There's also things they do better, and so it all depends.
So for anyone coming to Peru, is there anything they can do beforehand or when they get here that may make their trip a little bit easier?
Definitely language skills. Learning Spanish, it's only going to make your time more enjoyable, easier. It's not like a necessity, because in a lot of the tourism industry, they speak English kind of out of necessity to serve their clients. But restaurants, you might run into them not really using a lot of English, and so you coming here with even basic Spanish skills is better than zero. Um, and have like your Google Translator app all updated, and have the dictionaries downloaded before you come here, so you can use that while you're in Lima. Or really, Lima is not even the problem. It's getting outside of Lima. There you're going to find a lot less people speaking English. Um, Maybe with the exception of Cusco, just because of Machu Picchu. Obviously, English is a lot more used in the Cusco area than anywhere near that place. Um, Other dues.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think those are it.
Yeah, one thing for me is I definitely recommend downloading a currency converter to kind of get like the price of soles to dollars. That helps a lot to kind of make
Sure.
things clear.
Yeah, I always have a tab open in my web browser that's just like a Google search of the currency, and when I want to see it, I just update it. So same thing, always having an eye on the currency. And now, like, I guess really for everyone, it's the soul is losing value pretty steadily in the last 6 months, and so it seems like every day it's got less value. Which, if you're coming with dollars or euros, it's better for you as a visitor.
Oh yeah, you definitely get the bang for your buck traveling Peru with the American dollar.
Yeah, definitely.
I've been traveling Peru for a while now. I've been to Cusco, Machu Picchu, the Amazon, and some of the more rural parts, the Sacred Valley. And I'll say that definitely in the more rural parts of Peru, Cusco, the Sacred Valley, it's considered to be more safer just because, it's less people and you're outside of the city. It's not much going on. When I was in Cusco, I took taxis, which we don't recommend here in Lima, but in Cusco, it's definitely safe to take a taxi. I also took taxis through the Sacred Valley and the jungle, and everything turned out to be fine. I would walk the streets alone at night in Cusco, and everything was cool. So definitely when you're in the more rural parts of Peru, you don't have to have your guard up as much. I would still recommend, just being more aware, because you're in a foreign country and you just always want to be hyper vigilant. But you could kind of relax a little bit more than you here in Lima. If you guys have any questions at all on anything I said in this video, feel free to drop a comment down below. Make sure you smash that like button, and if you haven't yet, subscribe for more content. I'm traveling South America for the next year, so I have a lot more content coming. And until next time, fight on.